We are, wait, hold on. And here we are from Falcon Field, well, yet another broadcast. This is our second broadcast in 2 days. We are coming to you here and with another women's lacrosse broadcast. We have Pennsbury taking on Central Buck South. Cal Toter here with Ariana Medina. And this team has not been as good as it was last year. You lost a lot of players. They are currently 3-4 in the SOL, which has them at 9th, and their overall record is 5-8. So Pennsbury is going to look to bounce back against a pretty even matched Central Bucks South team, who is currently sitting at 3-4 in 7th place and overall 4-8. So Pennsbury's going to have to, score a lot of goals today, play good defense, and do what they need to do to hopefully come out of here with a win and maybe bump them up in the standings. There are currently a lot of teams at 3 of 4 of the SOL, and a win here tonight would certainly help them out. We'll see what they can bring here today, but we do not have the starters yet, but it looks like they're going to be taking the field soon. We would like to thank our sponsors for their continued support. We have Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, PA, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. We will be back in a few minutes for the start of the game. And we are back. So, we're about to get started here with the draw, but Ariana, what are you looking for today out of this Pennsbury team to get a win?
Kind of just like what you said earlier, just team chemistry, trying to score more goals. I think that if they are able to, connect, then they'll score more goals. But just got to see how it turns out.
Yep. And we start off today with a win off the draw from Grace Holmes, and she takes it in and misses the shot. And CB South has regained possession here, looking to take it up the field and get their first possession of the game started. A lot of pressure here from Pennsbury's offense. And a steal there from number 3, Jordan Ewart, who's committed to Rowan, as she takes it behind the net. Sasha Dobos up top, off to Grace Holmes. Falcons taking it slow here, just looking to get their first play out of the game, hopefully looking to get their first goal. Your starters today for the Pennsbury Falcons, we have Annie Simichowski, Jordan Ewart, Sasha Dobos, who just recently committed to George Mason University, Grace Holmes, who is committed to Richmond University. We have number 9, Abby Hicks. We have number 10, Angelina Kenny.
Who's committed to Siena University?
Yep. We have number 22, Ryan Burdett starting, the sophomore. As CB South takes it in, looking to get it started here. We have number 23, Amanda Fitchell. And a shot from CB South to score their first goal of the game and the first goal overall for both teams. A quick goal for CB South there. Nothing much you could do in Pennsbury's position there,
Yeah, just got to move on and just keep playing.
Yep. In goal today, we have Abby Smoyer for the Pennsbury Falcons. Abby McCole, number 17, starting as well. She just recently committed to Bloomsburg. And Grace wins the draw and gives it off to Angelina Kenny, and she gets smacked in the face, but able to get the ball back, and she moves up the field through a bunch of CB South defenders and passes it over to her fellow senior, Jordan Ewart.
When you look at the starting lineups, it's kind of like all these people are upperclassmen. So I wonder how the team is going to look like, next year and years to come.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very upperclassmen heavy team, a lot of juniors and some seniors, but we do see some sophomores out here starting tonight, and it's good to have that variety of upperclassmen and underclassmen, so they're able to teach them, so they're able to learn the ways of the upperclassmen, like especially Jordan Ewart and Angelina Kenny and Grace Holmes are all committed to college to play lacrosse, so it'll be good for them to learn from these seniors who will be leaving, unfortunately, in 20-ish days.
I mean, you too. Come on.
I mean, yeah, getting there. Pennsbury looking to get something started here. Grace Holmes takes it around the net, passes it out to the middle. And they just have to take it back out and reset and get another play going. Off to Sasha Dobos. Angelina Kenny looks to take it in, make a move. She goes in, she throws it away, and Pennsbury regains possession. Pennsbury from behind the net, looking to get their first goal of the game. Little fumble there, picked up by Grace Holmes. Just taking it back out to the middle, looking to reset, off to Angelina Kenny. She goes in again. She loses the ball, and a foul called by the refs. And it looks like that Angelina Kenny will get an 8-meter here. We'll see if Pennsbury can get their first goal off of this 8-meter. And she's off. She goes in, she shoots, and she scores! First goal of the game for your Pennsbury Falcons, and it is Angelina Kenny off of a great move inside off of the goalie, and she ties it up for your Pennsbury Falcons. 1-1. That is Angelina Kenny's first goal of the game, and it's a good one, tying up the game for your Falcons. And here's the draw here from Grace Holmes. And the the CB South Center taking the draw. I'll get her name in a minute. You know, looking at CB South's roster, they only have 3 seniors on varsity, as number 23, Addison Geary, who is one of their seniors, just lost the draw to Grace Holmes there.
Yeah.
And Pennsbury takes it in. Nothing doing there for Pennsbury. Just going back around, looking to set it up. But as I was saying, CB South has only 3 seniors. And, you know, they are they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 juniors, and then they have 2 freshmen and 3 sophomores. So looking at this team is very junior heavy.
Yeah.
And a lot more underclassmen than seniors compared to this Pennsbury team, who has a decent bit of seniors, and most of their starting lineup is seniors. So when you look at this CB South team with how young they are, you'll be able to see the growth with them, but along with Pennsbury with how young they are too. We'll see what Pennsbury can do here on their 4th attempt at trying to score here. Sets up a play. Angelina Kenny goes in again. She shoots, and it's blocked by the defender. Picked up behind the net. Fumbled there by Jordan Ewart. She gets it back. Unable to get it back, and stolen away by number 22, Brooke Rochia, another senior for CB South. And the senior, Brooke brings it up the field, but nothing doing for them. The sophomore, Sarah Victor, goes in, passes it away. Pennsbury's defense, holding down the fort out there, not allowing much to happen. CB South slowing it down here. She goes in behind the net. and they take it back out, but a foul is called on Sasha Dobos. And CB South will keep possession. We'll see what they can do with this one here. And Sarah Victor, she goes in, but nothing doing there. Off the post. Went in right on the goalie and just smacked that one off the post. Nothing she could do there. And a great save by Abby Smoyer on the rebound there from CB South. You know, Pennsbury lucky there, but then a great play from the goalie, able to stop that push from CB South. And Pennsbury will retain possession and look to score their second goal of the game. Pennsbury taking it in. She goes in on net, and nothing doing there. And a foul called on CB South. Leading to an 8-meter here. And it looks like a penalty was called on CB South, leading to Jordan McCartan. Number 23, Addison Geary, and number 20, Jordan McCartan, both to the penalty box here. And CB South is now 2 people down here as Pennsbury has another 8-meter here looking to score. Abby McCole goes in. She shoots and she scores. Pennsbury goes up 2-1 on their third 8-meter of the game. And it looks like I don't know the call there. It looks like it was no goal from the Falcons. The ref called it differently. Anyway, so no goal for the Falcons as CB South brings it up as they retain possession, and it looks like a foul's called on Pennsbury here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on the big scoreboard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It says 2-1, but there was no draw after the goal, and it looks like the refs said there was no goal. So still a 1-1 game here, as there is 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first. CB South still with possession here. CB South taking it around. Just looking for something. Number 24, Sarah Victor, the sophomore, just taking it back and forth behind the net. You know, CB South 2 people down right now, so it's going to be hard to get anything offensive started due to them being 2 people down, but we'll see if they can get anything started. You know, it still says on the board 2-1 Falcons, but I think that's incorrect. I don't know.
Maybe they're having, confused. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. CB South gets both of their players back. It looks like they did a good job of being able to stop the 2-minute power play that the Falcons had. CB South still with possession, passes it off to the left. She goes in, and a foul's called on Pennsbury, leading to an 8-meter for CB South here. Number 23, Addison Geary here with the 8-meter. She goes in and she scores. CB South goes up 2-1 on that goal on the 8-meter there by Addison Geary. And that's her first goal of the game. Yeah, that's tough luck there for the Falcons. You know, you thought you had a goal on the 8-meter, then they don't get it, and then CB South goes down and gets a goal on their 8-meter. So tough luck for the Falcons there, but they're going to look to bounce back here with 33 seconds left in this first period.
And there's still more lacrosse to go, you know? So don't, like, get too bummed out about it now.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you got to feel, you know?
Yep.
As Grace Holmes sets up here to take the draw. And the draw is won by CB South as they take possession here. Number 22, Brooke Rochia, brings it up for the CB South. I guess they're the Lightning.
Are they really?
I think they're the Lightning. That's what their logo looks like. I don't know. But 23, Addison Geary brings it in, and a foul is called on Pennsbury, leading to yet another 8-meter for CB South here. We'll see what they can do off of this. We'll see if Abby Samoyer can make the save here. Here it goes, and she shoots and scores her second goal in about 2 minutes with 4 seconds left in the first period, and CB South goes up 3-1 on the Falcons. Not the start the Falcons were looking at after, you know, a rough season so far. Not as good as they wanted it to be, but you know, the Falcons are going to have to come from behind again, and we'll see if they can do that.
Looks like the score just updated.
Yep, it is officially 3-1 now from the main scoreboard that we are looking at. And the face-off is won by Central Buck South, but the period has ended. CB South with a good period, leading 3-1 over the Falcons so far. And, you know, that wasn't the best period for the Falcons. You know, there was one goal that was called back, and they did get the one goal, only down by 2, so there's still 3 periods to play, but not what you wanted if you're Pennsbury going up against a team that's really close to you in the standings. This game could mean a lot. If they win this game, they can move up. If they lose this game, they could move down. Right. So you want to get a good start to be able to build off the momentum. So we'll see what Pennsbury can do here. But what did you see in that first period, Ariana?
I just saw a lot of not knowing, you know, what to do, kind of like just players just like running around, not really knowing where to pass the ball, a lot of drops of the ball too. Mm-hmm. You know, just their CB South is really capitalizing on those mistakes from Pennsbury, I feel like. Yeah,
I definitely agree with you. And I do have to say there were a decent bit of drops there from Pennsbury. So if Pennsbury is able to clean that up, I think they'll be able to, you know, make it a closer game with a minute left and at this break. But we'll see what Pennsbury does coming out of this quick break, and we'll see what happens here as the Pennsbury Athletic Department would like to thank their sponsors for their continued support. We have Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road. We have Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, PA, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. So with this period starting up in about 10 seconds, we just need to see some more Pennsbury goals here, and we just need to see if they're able to bounce back this period. And we'll probably have the same players out there for this period, but We're hoping for a better period from your Falcons. Look, last game that we broadcasted for girls lacrosse, Pennsbury won, I think 15-0 against the Chamonix. Or
Oh, wow.
it was pretty insane. It was just goal after goal after goal for the Falcons, and it was a great game from them. So we'll see if that was about a month ago, and we'll see if Pennsbury can, take some of those goals and put them into this game.
Yeah.
But 3-1, you can definitely come back from this, and we're hoping for a comeback here as Grace Holmes goes to take the draw against fellow senior Addison Gary for CB South. And here we go. And Grace wins the draw. That was a good draw win for the Pennsbury Falcons there, and Grace just runs right up the field by a bunch of CB South defenders, but nothing doing there as Pennsbury looks to set up their offense. Grace makes a move. She goes in on goal. She passes it in the middle and scores. Number 7, Sasha Dobos with the goal. That's her first of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great goal for the Falcons. Grace Holmes makes a great move, gets around her defenders, and just passes to a wide open Dobos right in front of the goal. So that's exactly what you wanted to see coming out of that. Only 21 seconds into that first half, or into our second quarter, and we already have a goal from the Falcons. So, and when Grace is able to win her draws, Pennsbury plays well. So, we saw it right there. So we'll see if she can win this draw and start another offensive movement from the Falcons. And it looks like this one is won by CB South.
Drop by CB. Yep.
Yeah, but a drop there by CB South, and Angelina Kenny, the Siena commit, picks it up, but swarmed by 3 defenders, but it looks like a foul.
Yeah, dodging.
As she passes it out, but it's intercepted by number 3, Tessa Walls, as she brings it in, passes it off to number 23, Addison Geary, and she misses it off the post. And the ball is loose, picked up by Sasha, but then passed to Jordan Ewart, as Jordan Ewart takes it up, not able to get past the defender, so she turns back and passes it back to the defense and back to the Richmond commit, Grace Holmes. Grace Holmes moves up through the center of the field, just running in there, and she just goes in on goal, and looks like a foul there by CB South, and it looks like Grace will have an 8-meter here, looking to get the equalizer in this second period.
Yeah, I think they just really needed that break in between the period, because you can definitely see the improvement from last period into this one.
Oh, 100%. It definitely helped them out. And Grace and she takes the shot, and it's off the post. No, she didn't run in on that one. She just whipped it from her 8-meter spot, and nothing doing there. But CB South is looking to bounce right back, and they pass it over to the other side of the field, taken by number 24, Sarah Victor, the sophomore, as she just circles around the field. CB South looking to get that goal back that they lost early into the period. CB South taking it slow. CB South in the middle, takes the shot off the post. So nothing doing there for CB South, but they got the ball in the middle and they took the shot, just unlucky right off the post. Happened to them, I think that's the 3rd or 4th time it's happened to them already today, so
Yeah.
just an unlucky few shots for them, and The score stays at 3-2, and Pennsbury's still down by 1 with about 9 minutes left in this second period. CB South continuing to take it slow, but intercepted by the goalie, Abby Smoyer, and she tries to get it away, and she does to Grace Holmes, and Grace Holmes starts sprinting up the middle of the field, and she gets by a few CB South defenders as she gets the ball knocked out of the head of her stick. And it looks like a foul called on CB South, and it looks like Pennsbury will get the ball from the middle of the field and passed off by Grace. And it looks like Pennsbury keeps possession in the middle of the field, number 35, Annie Simichowski. Sasha Dobos out in the middle of the field, looking to get a play started here. Jordan Ewart behind the net into Sasha Dobos, who lost the ball but picked her right back up. Out to Grace Holmes in the middle. Grace looking to make a move, makes the move, goes in on net, fakes the shot but nothing going. Angelina Kenny with the ball now. She goes in and she just barrels a person over but loses the ball, and we lose possession on a foul. And some good defense there by CB South, not allowing Pennsbury to get anything there. CB South brings it up, passes it over to number 26, Kaylee Connor. Kaylee Connor on the left side of the field, looking to get something started here for the CB South Lightning, is what we'll call them. Off to Kelly McDonald. Back out to the middle. CB South into the middle. Shot missed. But CB South regains possession there. CB South back out to the middle of the field. Pennsbury playing good defense, not allowing anything to happen here for CB South. CB South into the middle, into number 24, Sarah Victor, as she takes it back out. Back over to number 23, Addison Geary. She goes in on net, and nothing there for the Lightning. But it looks like a foul was called on Pennsbury, and CB South gets an 8-meter here. We'll see if Abby Smoyer can make another good save here on the 8-meter. With the score still being at 3-2, this could be an important possession here.
Yeah.
And she goes in, and a great save by Abby Smoyer, able to stop the ball from getting past her and keeping the score at 3-2 with Pennsbury still only down by 1. You know, that's a tough shot to save.
Yeah.
One-on-one, but she was able to make the save, and now she's tied up behind her net, and it gets stolen away from her. And CB South behind the net, looking to get another offensive possession started. You know, in the beginning of this period, it was all Falcons, and now it looks like CB South has just been retaining possession, and they've just been keeping possession for most of this period.
Yeah.
But as I say that, Pennsbury takes possession back. And
maybe they heard us.
Yeah, and Grace goes up the middle of the field, looking to get something started. There's nothing there as she takes it back out and pass it over to her counterpart, Sasha Dobos, who throws it over to Jordan Ewart. Jordan looking for something to happen. Nothing happens. And she passes it back out to Angelina Kenny. Now behind the net for the Falcons. Falcons reset out in the middle once again. Out to Grace Holmes. Grace Holmes in the middle looks to make a move. She does. She goes in on goal. She shoots, and it just misses. A great move there and a great shot there from Grace. Just a little off, but Pennsbury able to retain possession, and they will have reset and look to try and get a goal here. As Angelina Kenny runs around the behind the net. Looks to set something up and get someone open. Grace Holmes takes it back in the middle. She's looking to make a move. Retreats back out. And she goes back in. She makes a move. She shoots and she scores. A great goal there from Grace Holmes. She did it from the opposite side of the net where she just took a shot, and that was a perfect shot, perfectly placed, and she got around her defender, her long wingspan, able to get the stick around the defender and just able to make a good goal there, and that's the equalizer. Now 3-3 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period, and so far this period has been all Pennsbury, and Grace Holmes scoring the goal and Sasha Dobos scoring the other goal. And, the Falcons are now tied, and that's exactly what you want to see from them. That was a great offensive possession, able to keep the ball in their own half for most of it, and it resulted in a goal.
I definitely think they hurt us when, during the break.
100%. That break must have helped them, and their coach must have said something inspiring, able to for them to play this great defense and score these 2 goals, as Grace looks to go and try and win another draw, and she does. Or not. Looks like we'll replay the draw. Sorry. And they go again, and Grace is able to win the draw and gets it off to Sasha Dobos, who runs around the side of the net but stops and goes out back to the middle. Jordan Ewart makes a move, tries to go in on goal. Nothing going there for her. So she brings it out to her fellow senior, Grace Holmes, who looks to make a move, and she does. She goes in on goal, and she shoots, and it's saved by the goalie. A good save by the CB South goalie to not give up the tie. And Annie Simachowski goes in on goal, and she scores. A great move there, able to get the sticker around the defender and puts a great shot on net right below the goalie's stick. And it puts the Falcons up 4-3. That's exactly what you needed. And now here's the lead from the Falcons. And, that was a great play there. Grace puts a great shot on net and a great save by the goalie, but Annie got the lucky bounce, and she was able to score the goal for the Falcons, putting them up 4-3.
Yeah, their team chemistry is definitely better this period, I will say.
Yeah, 100%. Looking much better, and we'll see if Grace can win this next draw. And she wins yet another draw. That's been pretty important for the Falcons here. It seems like every single draw that she's won, they've capitalized and scored almost off of every single one. And they just scored again. Sasha Dobos with her second of the game. Grace got the ball off of the stoppage, and she passed it over to Sasha, who was basically wide open, and they got another goal. So that is 4 unanswered goals for the Falcons, putting them up by 2 in this second period. And what they are doing is basically what CB South did last period. They're just switching it up, and Pennsbury has had most of the possession here in this quarter, but it's shown with a 5-3 lead and 4 unanswered goals for the Falcons. Grace able to win that draw, and Sasha picks it up and takes it out. 2 minutes left in this second period. Falcons looking to get another goal to go up by 3 as they take it behind the net. Over to Sasha Dobos in the middle, who just scored the last goal for the Falcons. Over to Angelina Kenny. Sasha standing there trying to direct traffic, trying to get a play going to get another goal for the Falcons. Over to Annie Simichowski. Throws it over to Grace Holmes. Grace Holmes looks to go on net. She passes it in to Annie, and she misses. Great play design there for the Falcons. Just missed. And they get it behind the net, and they throw it away. But Pennsbury able to retain possession. Angelina Kenny goes flying up the left side of the field and stops, and Pennsbury has possession here with a minute left in this second period. Just looking to set it up, looking to use the rest of this clock and get another goal. Sasha makes a few moves, tries to get it on net. Not able to get past her defender. Passes it behind the net. Into the middle. And Grace Holmes with the ball in the middle. And it looks like a foul's called on Pennsbury, giving CB South possession with 40 seconds left in this second period. CB South is going up the field trying to get something going, but another foul called on Pennsbury, and CB South will retain possession here with 30 seconds left in this second period. And CB South coming up the field, looking to get another goal back here. CB South goes in on goal. And a foul here on the Falcons, and an 8-meter for CB South with 10 seconds left in this second period. So we'll see if CB South can get a goal back here for them. Goes in on net, and she shoots, and it's off the post again. Another one off the post, and the Falcons get possession, and they're just trying to run out this clock. And that is time. And your Falcons just put up 4 unanswered goals there in that second period, and now this score is 5-3. A phenomenal period for your Falcons going into halftime here. 4 straight goals, and they just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. And I think a big focal point of that was Grace able to winning all those draws, getting them offensive possessions. That was a great period from the Falcons, able to go up there and go out there and score those goals. What do you think, Ariana?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Grace Holmes is a D1 commit, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and you just see the impact that she makes on this team. I had the pleasure of interviewing her at the signing day. She's just the sweetest person ever, just so humble, so just everything you want in a player.
Yeah, exactly. And it represents here on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to see what Pennsbury can do in this second half. But for right now, we will be back with some more action, with some more women's lacrosse. But first, we would like to thank our sponsors, Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, PA, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, the Shoppers of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. So we will take a few minutes, and we will be back for some more action on the Pennsbury Athletic Network. And we are back for this second period of Pennsbury women's lacrosse. Your Falcons are up 5-3 right now. They just scored 4 unanswered goals in that last period. And first off, we would like to thank our sponsors for our continued support. Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, PA, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, the Shopper of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. So that first period wasn't too hot for the Pennsbury Falcons. Then that second period, they totally turned it around, scoring 4 unanswered goals, and they are now up 5-3 on this CB South team that looked pretty promising in that first quarter, and then that second quarter wasn't as good, but Pennsbury here looking to keep their momentum going and score some more goals. And Ariana, what would you like to see out of this team in this second half?
Just Pennsbury, as you said, keeping the momentum, not getting too cocky. You know, they're up 2, so it's really anyone's game because there's way more lacrosse left. You know, just doing the same thing as the second period.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah, totally agree. And Grace wins another draw there, and Angelina Kenny able to get possession. Jordan Ewart takes it in on goal. Nothing there for her. Takes it back out to the middle. Then Pennsbury takes it behind the net. Back out to Jordan Ewart. Back out to Sasha. Pennsbury, lots of ball moving here. Looking to get a play set up. Into Grace Holmes in the middle. Nothing open there for her. And a foul on CB South. And it looks like we'll have an 8-meter here for Grace Holmes. Let's see if she can capitalize off of this opportunity. And she goes in, and she shoots and just misses off the side. But Pennsbury are able to regain possession. And from behind the net, it looks like there was a foul on CB South, and Pennsbury retains possession. Pennsbury back behind the net. Back out to the middle. Looking to set something up here. Angelina Kenny tries to go in on net, but nothing there. And Jordan not able to pick up the ball. And CB South will get possession there. Yeah, Jordan just kept fumbling it, and there was nothing doing there for her. And it looks like there was a stoppage there, and CB South has possession. CB South looking to start an offensive possession, but nothing there for them. And it looks like Grace steals it, but she got fouled, and Pennsbury now has possession as Grace tries to go in on net. And it looks like Pennsbury with possession. Pennsbury in on the middle of the net. And she shoots, and she scores! Number 14, Gretchen Hill with the goal.
The freshman.
The freshman, Gretchen Hill with the goal. She comes in, and she instantly gets a goal. Her first of the game, and Pennsbury 6th. And it looks like a timeout has been called by CB South. 5 unanswered goals for the Pennsbury Falcons. They came out of the break, you know, just running at this CB South defense. And, you know, now with Pennsbury up 3, you just got to keep this lead and keep the pedal to the metal. And, you know, the door is always open for some goals. And if Pennsbury just can keep, you know, scoring and keep pushing, they'll be good for the remainder of this game. But, you know, CB South was looking a little rattled here. You know, 3 goals in the first period and nothing since then. And Pennsbury up 3 now, and What does CB South have to do to get back into this game, Ariana?
I definitely think that they're kind of making mistakes and then just like keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just I constantly see the ball dropping, just trying to minimize mistakes. And Pennsbury's definitely capitalizing off their mistakes. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, 100%. And, CB South taking the time out here, hopefully their coach is saying something like you said, because I feel like I have seen a lot of mistakes from CB South, but Pennsbury is taking advantage of every single one. And, Pennsbury up 6-3 here, and they just got to keep pushing, but we will have some game action soon. It's a pretty long timeout.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a timeout this long in lacrosse, and my 2 lacrosse broadcasts I've done, but looks like they're going to get back into play here. And Pennsbury is heading back out on the field now. CB South heading back out on the field. We'll see if that stoppage of play helped CB South at all. But with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period, there's still a lot of game left. You have almost 2 periods left, and but Grace has won so many draws so far, and I feel like in that first period we didn't see as many of those, and now she just keeps winning them, and Pennsbury keeps getting possession and keeping the momentum going. So we'll see if she can win this next one here.
Hear the crowd cheering, "Let's go, Grace."
Yep. And the whistle is blown, and she wins yet another draw. And Sasha Dobos gets the ball, and she takes it to the middle of the field. Jordan Ewart with the ball behind the net. Angelina Kenny in the middle, trying to direct traffic, trying to get the ball into the middle for another Pennsbury goal. She makes a move. She goes in on net. She has the ball up high, and she gets tripped. But it looks like CB South retains possession. I don't know what happened there. Looked like she got tripped, but I don't know. I'm not the ref, so I can't say anything. But, yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see. As CB South takes it up for their first offensive possession here. CB South in the middle. She loses possession, but they get it back. Now a little scuffle over there. And CB South with possession. Behind the net. CB South trying to get something going. CB South goes in the middle, and the pass is blocked. Pass was blocked by number 23, Amanda Fichel, the sophomore. And Pennsbury retains possession. Sasha Dobos charging up the side of the field. She has nobody in front of her. She just keeps running and passes it off to Angelina Kenny in the middle. She makes a move, and she gets struck hard, goes down, and it looks like a foul was called on CB South, and it looks like she will have an 8-meter of her own to try and put the Falcons up 4. But Sasha was just flying down the side of the field there, and she got it into an open player in the middle of the field. And Angelina Kenny takes a shot, and it just goes a little wide. But Pennsbury able to retain possession. I like the idea there by Angelina Kenny, though. Jordan Ewart now on the side, trying to get something going. Back out to Angelina in the middle. She makes a move. She goes back in. She got through with a few defenders, and another foul and another 8-meter here for Angelina Kenny. We'll see if she can score on this one now. She goes in. She shoots, and she does. Another goal for Angelina Kenny, her second on the day, and Pennsbury 7th, as that is now 6 unanswered goals for the Falcons. Now up 7-3, up 4 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period, and this is exactly what you want your Falcons. After that second and third goal, they've just kept that momentum going, and now up 7-3. They're just going to keep looking to keep winning these draws and keep going on these offensive possessions. They haven't gotten a lot of 8 meters, and they've been capitalizing on those. So we'll see if Grace can win this draw here to keep it going for the Falcons. She's not able to win this one, but it's stolen by Angelina Kenny, and she comes flying up the middle of the field. And Pennsbury with possession, and once again, I feel like Pennsbury's had possession for almost this whole third period.
Definitely. Angelina too, another D1 commit. Definitely.
Yeah, she's been playing really well tonight.
Yeah.
All around the team has just been playing well tonight. Abby Smoyer's been playing really well in goal. The defense has been playing really well. I mean, I do have to say the defense hasn't had to do a lot, but then again, when they've been playing really well, and this offense has been able to generate a lot of goals this game for the Falcons, and now up 7-3, just got to keep it going, keep the momentum going, and you have all the momentum, so you got to use it. As the ball is fumbled there, but Angelina Kenny takes it, and she makes a move, able to get around her defender, able to get around another defender. What a move, and the shot, it just bounces a little high. 2 great moves there, though, for Angelina Kenny, but it looks like a violation there on the Falcons, and CB South takes possession. But those are some great moves by Angelina Kenny, able to get around her defender. Just puts the shot a little too low and bounces it a little too high. But Pennsbury is still up. They're still up 7-3 with about 5 minutes left in this third period, and their defense is going to have to make some stops here. And they do. And Grace Holmes gets in. She takes it back up the middle of the field. She's just charging right down the middle of the field. About 2 people in her path stop her. They knock the ball out. There's a scuffle for the ball, and Pennsbury able to take it. The freshman Gretchen Hill able to get the ball back for Pennsbury, pass it behind the net. Nandi goes around, moves her around, and passes it into Annie Simachowski in the middle, and a foul there on CB South for an 8-meter here for Annie Simachowski. She has 1 goal of the day. She's gonna look to get her second here with about 4 minutes with about 4 minutes left in this third period. Her 8-meter right in the middle. And the whistle blows, and she goes in on that, and she shoots, and she scores! Annie Simachowski with her second goal of the game, and Pennsbury's 8th on the day to put them up by 5. And that was just a great move there by Annie. Annie, just no one in front of her but the goalie, and she's able to get it by her. And right there, 7 goals unanswered for the Pennsbury Falcons, up by 5. And, CB South is just not able to generate much offense because Grace just keeps winning these draws. And if Grace just keeps winning them, Pennsbury's just going to keep possession. And that's what they've been doing for the past 2 periods. The ball's up in the air, and Grace takes a spill, but Pennsbury able to get possession. Everybody's fallen. About 4 people just fell there.
You hear from the stands like, really? Come on.
But CB South takes it in on goal, and that was a quick one. A quick answer from CB South, and a goal there from number 23, Addison Geary, the senior. And now Pennsbury still up by 4, but CB South's first goal since the first period, and an 8-4 lead for your Falcons. But, a couple of unfortunate events there, a couple falls, but Pennsbury loses possession, and CB South takes it, and they go in on net and score a pretty easy goal. But that was just an unlucky one there for the Falcons, and a good play drawn up there for the CB South Lightning, and here we go, another draw for Grace Holmes, and she wins it.
So she
And
kind of jumped for that one.
yeah, but it was a great grab out of the middle of the air, and she takes it on, and she scores. Grace Holmes' third goal of the game.
Pennsbury just answered right back with that.
Yeah, really even quicker answer on that one, and that was all Grace Holmes on that one. She won that draw. She took the ball and she scored it, and she took it and she just charged and she got that goal to go put Pennsbury back up by 5. A 9-4 match right now with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in this third period, and Grace, like I said, Grace just keeps winning these draws, and when you win these draws, good things happen. And now Pennsbury up by 5 once again. Very quick answer for them, and we'll see if Grace can do it yet again. And it looks like she got a little twisted around there, not able to win it. And Addison Geary comes coming up the field, and she slows it down. And looks like CB South is going to get something drawn up here. CB South takes it around the back of the net. They go back in and they reset Pennsbury's defense. Pennsbury playing some tough defense. And I think I spoke too soon on that one as Sarah Victor goes in and scores her second goal of the game for the Lightning. The sophomore with her second goal, and it puts CB South at 5, and it is now back to a 4-goal lead for the Falcons with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period. And, you know, Pennsbury's just got to keep up with their intensity, and this period they have, but there have just been some miscues and leading to some CB South goals. As Grace goes in and tries to win another draw. And she does. Able to grab it over number 23, Addison Geary, trying to take her draw. And she passes it into Sasha Dobos, who passes it back out to Angelina Kenny in the middle. Who passes it out to Grace Holmes. Grace makes a move, gets around her defender. Fakes the pass into the middle. She still has it. She's trying to get into the middle. She loses it. Picks it back up. Looking for an open player in the middle, but it looks like a foul on CB South, and Grace will take it from behind the net. She goes into the middle, looks for an open player, and she gets smacked, but from behind. Here's some fans complaining about that one. That one was a tough one. And a yellow card for number 20, Jordan McCartan, as she goes to the penalty box, I guess you could say. It's not really a penalty box, but, I mean, I don't know what else to really call it. And Grace Holmes gets it from the side of the net. And she's going to try and get another goal here for CB South with a man down. And it looks like a timeout has been called by the Pennsbury Falcons as they look to draw up a play here for this 8-meter. And once again, Pennsbury would like to thank our sponsors for their continued support. We have the Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, PA, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, the ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. So, your Pennsbury Falcons, with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in this third period, are up 9-5. They had a 7-goal. I think it was a 7. They had a 7-goal.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyway.
7-goal lead.
Yeah. And it is now down to a 4-goal lead here, and Pennsbury up 9-5, and they have an 8-meter here after a foul on number 20, Jordan McCartan, as she got sent to the penalty box, is what I'm calling it. And we'll see what Pennsbury can draw up here coming out of this timeout. But what have you seen today, Ariana, from Pennsbury that stood out to you?
So definitely after the first period, they didn't look back. They cleaned up their mistakes that they made, and then CB South started making some mistakes, and then they capitalized off it, and then they're coming back. CB South is making a little comeback. But if I were Pennsbury personally, I would try not to get a little I wouldn't get let down about this. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, exactly. And Pennsbury looking to score another goal here to go back up by 5, as CB South scored the last goal for Pennsbury to go up only by 4. And Pennsbury here with an 8-meter from Grace Holmes, their D1 commit, who has been taking all of their draws and winning most of them, which has led to some goals for Pennsbury. I mean, most of their goals have come off of wins on draws by Grace. And you can tell with Grace's leadership and with how she's been playing tonight, it goes to the whole team with how she's been playing and with how the whole team has been playing. I mean, they're just looking great out there. They're looking confident, and, with a good chance here to score another goal to go up by 5, they're just going to look to keep the pedal on the metal, and with about only one more period left to play, they're going to look to try and secure this win and hopefully move up in the standings.
Yeah.
And here we go. Grace Holmes with the ball on the left side of the net. And she backs up, and nothing there, just out to the middle to Sasha Dobos. Back over to Grace. Grace looking to go behind the net, and she does. A little fumble there by Jordan Ewart, able to regain it though. Nobody really putting pressure on her until now. And it looks like a violation there called on Jordan, and CB South gets possession. But Jordan comes up behind her, and she just snacks the ball out of her stick. But penalty called on Jordan as she tries to go and do the same exact thing. But nothing doing there for her. Pennsbury putting a lot of pressure on her, trying to get the ball away from number 22, Brooke Rochia.
Just letting the time go by as there's less than 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it would be great if Pennsbury could, play some lockdown defense here and not allow anything to happen with the last 30 seconds in this period. But we'll see. CB South's going to try and get a quick goal here, as they go behind the net with about 20 seconds, looking for an open player in the middle. But Pennsbury just playing some really good defense, and stoppage of play there with 9 seconds left on the clock. They go on a net. They go pass it in. It's fumbled. 4 seconds. A shot in on net, and nothing there. And that is the end of the third period, as your Falcons are up 9-5. Another great period for the Falcons. They conceded a few goals there, but it doesn't matter because they are currently up by 4 going into this fourth period. And to a little 2-minute break here. What do you think in the huddle for both teams? What do you think their coaches are saying to them, Ariana?
Definitely for Pennsbury, I think that they're just trying to tell them keep playing like how we were for these past few periods. Sorry, I always get the periods and quarters mixed up. And then definitely for CV South, it's just just play small ball, I think they're just trying to score, they see the scoreboard, see how their lead is, or how much of a lead. Sorry,
It's all right.
Pennsbury has, and just try not to make mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I 100% agree with you. And Pennsbury's got to be looking up at the scoreboard saying, "Oh, we got a nice lead here," but you still can't take the foot off the gas, and
Yeah, that's what I
you
was trying to
gotta,
get out.
yeah, you just gotta keep going, and you gotta keep scoring, and as they've been doing today, and a big part of that has been Grace and Angelina Kenny. A lot of help from their seniors today, with Grace having a goal, Angelina Kenny with 2, and 30 seconds left in this break here, and CB South has got to be looking up at the scoreboard saying we need some goals, but they have a whole 12-minute period here to score them. But with the rate they've been scoring, we'll see if they can do that. But a 4-goal deficit is not easy to come by in lacrosse, and with the way Pennsbury's been playing, it's going to be hard to come back to that if you're CB South. But it can definitely be done.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the last period, just trying to like make up all those lost goals,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And as the buzzer sounds and this fourth period is about to start, we will like to thank our sponsors for their continued support: Chick-fil-A on Ox Valley Road, Janitor Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Health Services, the RVPA, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, the ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. As Grace goes in to take this draw and tries to win another one for the Falcons. The Falcons scoring at a different net this time, switching sides. And it looks like a violation there on Grace, and CB South is awarded the possession. It's number 3, Tessa Walls, the junior, with the ball going in on net. Looks like we have a little stoppage here. And here we go. Play has been resumed. And number 3, Tessa Walls, still with the ball. She goes in. She tries to make a move. It's tough to get around Grace Holmes, though. She passes it over to number 23, Addison Geary. And into the middle for number 24, Sarah Victor, the sophomore. And she scores her second of the game. And that gives only a 3-point lead for the Falcons now, 9-6 game, and that's exactly what CB South needed there. It was a quick goal, and with only 11 minutes here, a minute in, CB South already getting a goal. So Pennsbury's got to, win this draw here. They got unlucky with the violation there, not winning the draw, but what we've seen so far is that when Grace wins her draws, Pennsbury scores. And when she doesn't, CB South scores.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, definitely.
That momentum from winning the draw really helps in building their offense. And Pennsbury does get the win there on the draw. And Sasha takes it up the right side of the net, just looking for someone in the middle. She finds Grace. Grace makes a move. She spins. No one in the middle there. Passes it off to 35, Annie Simichowski. And there's a stoppage here. Grace Holmes with the 8-meter here, looking to score. Get that goal right back for the Pennsbury Falcons. She passes it off to Jordan Ewart, and she goes in, and she just misses. A great draw, great play there for the Falcons. Just barely missed by Jordan Ewart, but they're able to retain possession and look to score here. Hopefully get that goal back. Falcons with possession, taking it slow here. They don't necessarily need a goal just yet, but it would be nice. just taking it slow with about 10 minutes left here in this fourth period. Grace Holmes with the ball. Running back and forth, and she makes a move into the middle. She gets by the defender and saved by the goalie.
You see the frustration from Grace Holmes. I mean, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it looks like a violation was called on her there, and that's just got to be frustrating. She gets by her defenders and you know, not able to get the goal there, but definitely showing some frustration there. But you know, you can't give up here. 9-6 game, still up by 3 goals. But CB South has the ball. At the 45-yard line. Well, would be the 45-yard line for football, but
Kind of did it.
CB South can't find it. They eventually do. Picked up by the senior, Addison Geary. She has it, just slowing it down, looking for someone in the middle. Tries to get to the left. Can't get around Sasha. Addison shuffling back and forth, tries to make a pass on the middle, and it's stolen by Sasha. And Sasha with a great steal there. Her long arms able to get her stick up in the air and steal that right out of the air. And Grace going for the pass there, and she falls, but unable to get the ball back there. But it looks like a penalty there on the Falcons, and an 8-meter here for CB South for the senior Addison Geary. With 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this fourth period, this is going to be a big possession here, and a goal for CB South. Their 7th of the game, and now only a 2-point lead for the Falcons, a 2-goal lead for the Falcons. And so far this period, it's been all CB South. And the momentum that Pennsbury did have, they still have a little bit of it, but a lot of it has switched to the CB South side, and Pennsbury here looking to win this draw here and hopefully get one of those goals back. But it's been a tough period for them so far, and in this fourth period, they've just got to try and keep this lead and hopefully keep building on it. But a 9-7 game now here. Pennsbury loses the draw to CB South as they take it up fast. CB South in the middle, too high for the attacker, and stolen away by Sasha Dobos as she goes running up the middle of the field, looking for a teammate. She finds one, Jordan Ewart, along the left side of the field on the 20-yard line. Back up to Sasha, taking it slow. 7 minutes left in this period. Still have a 2-goal lead. You don't need much right now, but take anything you can get.
Yeah.
Gretchen Hill, the freshman, still in the game there for the Falcons. Angelina Kenny now in the middle. She makes a move. She gets around her defender. She gets it in the middle, and she loses it. And it looks like a penalty there on CB South, and it looks like we'll have an 8-meter for the Pennsbury Falcons. This is one you really have to capitalize on after just losing 2 more goals and only having a 2-goal lead here. Getting a goal here would be huge for the Falcons.
Especially with 6 minutes left, you don't want to waste any time.
And another goal there by Angelina Kenny, her 3rd of the game. And that puts the Falcons back up by 3. And like I said, that would be a huge goal for the Falcons, and they get it, capitalizing on the mistake by CB South, and an 8-meter goal for Angelina Kenny, her 3rd of the game, and Pennsbury's 10th as they go up 10-7 and Grace will look to win another draw here. But exactly what Pennsbury needed there after conceding 2 goals, and they get one back. That was pretty big there for the Falcons. With 6 minutes left in this fourth period, Pennsbury is just going to look to hopefully run this clock down and get a win. And the whistle blows, and the ball goes up in the air, and it's taken possession by no one yet. The ball has been just getting tossed around. The CB South player goes down to the ground, and they give possession to CB South and a penalty on Grace Holmes. Sending her to the penalty box for a 2-minute penalty. 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in this fourth period as the D1 commit, Grace Holmes, goes off for a penalty. And number 22, Brooke Roshia, another senior, 1 out of 3, goes over to yet another senior, Addison Geary. She goes behind the net. She takes in the middle, looking for someone. Can't find anyone. Falcons playing with a man down here, looking to just try and not concede a goal here. Addison Geary, she gets in the middle, and she fires a rocket right past Abby Smoyer, and CB South gets that goal right back. They get that goal right back, and losing Grace Holmes due to the penalty there was a big blow for the Falcons, and just like that, it's
getting intense in the last 5 minutes.
It is. You know, a once 7-goal lead for Pennsbury at this point has been dwindled down to a 2-goal lead, and Grace Holmes still sitting over there in the penalty box, so Sasha Dobos has to take the draw here. And she's very good at taking these draws too, but Grace, just the master at taking those draws for this Pennsbury team. And Sasha going to try and win this one to get to the possession for the Falcons. And she's unable to, but we will redo that one. Redo that draw. And the draw goes to Pennsbury. A win there for Sasha Dobos. Her first draw of the game is a win for her. And the sub-in for Grace Holmes works out for Pennsbury. And Pennsbury now with the ball, taking it behind the net. And that was a big win, big draw win there for the Falcons. And Grace Holmes will be coming back in soon. But for now, Pennsbury will just look to slow it down and try and get a goal, or just slow it down and just get the clock down. You know, you got 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in this fourth period. So they're going to just try and do anything to win this game.
Can't make any mistakes now.
Yeah, a mistake here would not be good for them. And it looks like a foul there on CB South. And Pennsbury will retain possession. The clock still running. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. Angelina Kenny with the ball. She makes a move. She gets around one defender. Passes it out to Jordan Ewart all the way on the far left side. Pennsbury playing from the left side. Not really playing from the middle, but back into the middle to Annie Simchowski. Back to Sasha Dobos in the goal! Sasha Dobos in the middle with her 3rd goal of the game, and Pennsbury's 11th. And Pennsbury goes back up by 3.
It's just a bunch of back and forth. CB South scores, and then Pennsbury answers right back.
Yeah, and it's working out for Pennsbury, though. Being up
definitely
3 goals here now with one man down, too. No Grace Holmes on that whole possession either. And Sasha Dobos just getting in the middle and scoring a big goal for your Falcons and putting them up by 3 with 4 minutes left. CB South is going to have to start playing a little bit faster here because trying to get 3 goals in 4 minutes is going to be tough for them. But Pennsbury Just has to keep it pushing here. As Sasha goes to try and win this one. And she is unable to. But CB South loses it. And a foul called. Never mind. I heard a whistle. CB South with the ball, looking to try and get something going here. About 4 minutes left in this period. Taking it slow on the right side of the net. The time is definitely in Pennsbury's favor here.
Definitely. Oh, Grace Holmes is back. Just noticed.
Grace Holmes is back in the game. And CB South with the ball. And they lose it. And Pennsbury has retained possession. Annie Simachowski going up the middle of the field. Gets the ball smacked out of her stick. But then it gets it back. And now it's just on the ground. And CB South comes out with it. CB South with the ball. Pushing it up the middle of the field. She takes a shot. And it's saved by the goalie. Great save there by Abby Smoyer. And Pennsbury with possession here with 3 minutes left in this game. They're just going to look to take it slow and try not to make any more mistakes. There was a few mistakes there, but CB South was not able to capitalize. And another one there as Grace Holmes loses the ball, but the ball keeps bouncing around, and she tries to get it back. She can't, and the ball is not on the ground, but CB South has possession. She takes it out, and it's a good save by Abby Smoyer, and the ball is on the ground. A crazy scene of events there. So many things going on, and it looks like Pennsbury will just come out with it, and they will look to push it up the field with 2 minutes left in this game. Pennsbury just looking to run the clock down and just stay in their side of the field. Pennsbury with the ball here. Taking it slow. They don't really need much here with 1:56 left in this game.
Just running the ball like you said.
Yeah, just trying to run the clock down. They don't need much here. You know, they have Grace Holmes back and just don't need much. Clock is 100% in their favor. 1:40 left in this game. Looks like it was lost by Pennsbury, but they get to retain possession. Sasha Dobos with the ball, looking for someone in the middle. Not able to fire one, so just pass it out to her counterpart, Grace Holmes. Back out to Angelina Kenny, and she'll come and run around the middle. Passes it back over to Sasha Dobos. Sasha just looking to run around with the ball. Gets fouled by a CB South defender. Back into Angelina Kenny, back into Sasha Dobos. She takes a shot, and it's blocked. And it goes out of bounds, and Pennsbury retains possession as the clock ticks down and down with 1 minute left here. I would say this one is all but over. And the Falcons will take this win, and they will move to 4-4 in the SOL with an overall record of 6-8. And with 35 seconds left, Pennsbury up 11-8. And it looks like we have an injury on the far side of the field. Clock is stopped at 34 seconds. And the injured player able to get up and walk off on their own power. It looks like it was the senior Angelina Kenny. Yes, it was. It was the senior Angelina Kenny who's committed to Siena. A big player, a vital player for this team. 3 goals today. It looks like there's some confusion going on the field. 34 seconds left of this game. Pennsbury still with possession. Just backing up. And she runs forward again. There's Grace Holmes with the ball. 30 seconds left in this game. Annie Simachowski. Looks like Pennsbury is just looking to run this one down. Make no mistakes and just end this game. 16, 15 seconds left now. 3-goal lead for the Falcons.
Just passing the ball, just not.
5 seconds here.
Yeah.
And this one is over. And the Pennsbury Falcons get an 11-8 big victory. And they move to 4-4 in the SOL. And that probably bumps them up a few spots in the SOL. And they have an overall record now of 6-8 and a huge win against a pretty evenly matched Central Bucks team who was up at the end of the first quarter, up by 2 at the end of the first quarter. And Pennsbury able to come out with the win. What did you see today from Pennsbury, Ariana?
Definitely just the first period. I know we keep saying it, but after that first period, Pennsbury never looked back, and CB South, they came back a little bit in that last period, but Pennsbury just didn't look back overall.
Yeah, Pennsbury at one point had a 7-goal lead, and they just kept pushing and pushing, and they come out with a huge victory over a really good CB South team, and that is just the thing that you wanted to see today from Pennsbury.
Definitely.
Great effort all around. Great play by Grace Holmes and Angelina Kenny, and that was just an all-around great game from the Pennsbury Falcons. And one last time, we would like to thank our sponsors for our continued support. Chick-fil-A on Ox Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manorcale Health Services of Yardley, PA, My Smile Orthodontist, New Tent Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. And we have a final here of 11-8 from Falcon Field. Thank you for watching, everyone. From Cal Toter and Ariana Medina, we hope you guys have a good night, and go Falcons.